Hello, and today we are going to be doing our 2021 fall weather forecast and then our 2021 to 2022 winter weather forecast. Now that would be the first update. We have the second update for fall. And I already know that there is certainly some signs of shifting the seasons up here. You're beginning to see the first few leaves change color, and also the temperature is getting to the upper 40s or lower 50s. So certainly showing some signs of changing. I present to you my fall and winter 2021 to 2022 weather forecast. I've been trying to do this for a little bit now. Still trying to get back into the uploading schedule, but September 1st was 7 days ago, and September 1st is the first day of meteorological fall. So that reminds you how we're really not far from fall. And of course, as I said, after that we are going to be doing your winter weather forecast. And I am expecting that tomorrow's upload, I'm uploading every day now, if you didn't hear, I'm going to be doing a little bit more detail that I didn't catch in this video. That is your peak fall foliage, your chances of a white Christmas, 1 inch or above of snow on Christmas Day, and your forecast for your first snowfall. So here you can see our temperature forecast for the fall months, and it is going to be warm in the south, central, and the western United States, and then hot in the middle of that area. Then in the northern United States, it's going to be on the chilly side. In the Ohio Valley, it'll be much more cold, and then the upper Midwest, it'll be very cold. Now here is your precipitation forecast. And in the south central, going up through the Ohio Valley, and then kind of turning out to the north and to the west, out into the upper Midwest, you can see it is going to be wet and then moderately wet in that area in the Ohio Valley. Now, I'm not saying with these forecasts that you're not going to have any times average, any times below average, any times above average. I'm saying generally, this is what you're going to be seeing for the majority of the fall. Here is your severe weather forecast and through the south central, and then kind of extending as it heads up northward, mainly east, is where you could see occasional strong storms. And then you head to the next layer, which is kind of in the middle. You see that the Ohio Valley will be getting some occasional severe storms, and then right in the middle there of that, you'll see frequent severe storms, which is where I expect the most severe weather. Here is your overall forecast. As you can see, you have a hurricane threat area, pretty widespread along the Gulf Coast, and then up the East Coast, and kind of extends out into the Caribbean. In the southern area of the green, strong storms, and then in the northern area, strong storms. Then those could turn into more heavy snow showers. So it wouldn't be like you're gonna get a foot of snow. In November, though, you could be seeing some relatively heavy snow showers. Then east of that, you see flip-flop, and then just north of that flip-flop area, you see a little area where I do expect some more snow than in the green area. And snow could start much earlier there. Then flip-flop in a chunk of the west central United States and kind of curving up to the north. And then in that red area, wildfires will continue igniting and growing, mainly early on, September and October, especially in the first half of October. And then it'll turn hot and dry. It already was hot and dry. That's partially how they were able to ignite, Also that combined with the winds is how they grow. But the wind part kind of diminishes a little bit when you head through the season. So, this is my prediction. there for fall. Okay, so let's go layer by layer, starting from the south. Starting in the Gulf of Mexico and then heading up the eastern coast, that is a northeaster track. And then you have the one that's further up, and then that comes from Oregon, Washington, and then heads up, down in through Arkansas and Tennessee to North Carolina. Then the one above that starts off in Idaho and heads all the way down through Kansas, Missouri, Kentucky, through Virginia, and off the coast. Now, the red one is the most common. It starts off in Canada, and then heads, it's most common this winter. This is for this winter. I did this last winter for my forecast. The red line goes from Canada all the way through the Midwest and Ohio Valley, and then heads to New York City and that type of area. Then you have one that goes from Canada and kind of heads more of a flat track just north of Ohio, and then heads off of the coast. And then there's one that comes from Canada, heads to through the Midwest, through Michigan, through New York, and then heads off of the coast. So right here you can see my temperature forecast for this winter. You can see it's going to be very, very cold from South Dakota through Ohio and even a tiny bit of Pennsylvania. And then cold in other portions of South Dakota, going around that very cold area going through Pennsylvania. And then you have around that the cold area, the slightly cold. And then in the west, it will be slightly warmer than average. Luckily, that seems like it will tone down a little bit this winter. The reason why I'm consistent about Arctic blasts happening and slightly warmer out in the west, and also kind of dry and then wet in the north, is because of of how we are about to enter a La Niña phase. Based on the data that the National Weather Service collected from 1981 to 2010, here are the percentages around the United States with the probability of a white Christmas happening, which is 1 inch or more of snow on the ground. Here is your precipitation forecast for this winter. It is going to be very wet out in the Midwest and the Ohio Valley. And then around that you can see the moderately wet area. Then around that slightly wet area, and also because of nor'easters, there is another area where it's moderately and then very wet in the northeast. And here is your overall forecast. So let's start off in the west. As you can see in the southwest, it'll be warmer than average. And then in that light blue area just to the east of that, it's going to be pretty much average. And then potentially clippers, a blizzard in the far up in the northwest. And then it will be flip-flop out in the south, kind of going up through the Tennessee Valley and then down off the coast, and then stormy in the middle of that. And then just north of that, there's a large area where there could be snowstorms, could track, even blizzards possibly. And Arctic blasts could be coming down, and this looks very similar to last year, and some of these areas experienced a white Christmas last year, and we're having very, very similar conditions to last year, so hopefully we'll get a white Christmas. But again, any given year, especially in the southern area of this, it doesn't usually see one, but there are exceptions where almost everyone sees them. Goodbye, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the video, and why not throw a comment down below?